period.
Did the city of Los Angeles fail you and your department and our city?
It's my job to stand up as a chief and exactly say justifiably what the fire department needs to operate to meet the demands of the community.
Did they fail you?
That is our job, and I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
There you go. Yo, maybe I think because Karen Bass was there last night, and maybe it's a weird position. I don't know if that's technically like her boss, or I don't know. It's all political stuff, probably, right? Maybe she didn't want to, but maybe she feels a lot of pressure from her people, for the people that are out there fighting, putting their lives on the line, managing these fires every day, potentially could die, injure themselves, or who knows the long-term effects of inhaling this stuff, even though they're wearing, covers and whatever. She finally said it. All this time, that's not what she's been saying. Even though maybe she actually had, when she wrote the stuff, when they defunded them and all that. But on stage with Bass, the lady pressed her though, because did they fail you? They pressed her? She got pressed, so she was trying to dance a little bit around it.
To stand up as a chief and exactly say justifiably what the fire department needs to operate to meet the demands of the community.
Did they fail you?
That is our job, and I tell you, that's why I'm here. So let's get us what we need so our firefighters can do their jobs.
Did they fail you?
Yes.
Chief Kristen Crowley, I believe the anchors wanted to ask a question back there. Had some comments.
Man, bro, she's gone. Adrian says she's fired up. I wouldn't want that to happen to her, but I think she felt pressured, even though there's politics involved and all that. But like, she can't stand there and be like, no, they didn't fail her, And with everything that's coming out, that reservoir that was empty, bro.
We do, Gigi. If you could please ask her regarding the Times article that came out that the Santa Ynez Reservoir was closed to repairs and it was empty. 117 million gallons of water could have been used in this fight.
The question is about the Santa Ynez Reservoir being empty. There's been a lot of questions about that.
Sure. So my stance on this is when a firefighter comes up to a hydrant, we expect there's going to be water. We don't control the water supply. Right. Our firefighters are there to protect lives and property and to make sure that we're properly trained and equipped. That's my position on this. So if there's no water, I don't know how the water gets to the hydrants. Please defer that to DWP or whomever controls that part. But I can tell you the resiliency of our firefighters, if there's no water, they're going to go find water. They're going to figure out a way to do the best they can with what they've got in a very dynamic situation.
And I know you expressed concerns that those DWP hydrants would not be inspected thoroughly because of the budget cuts.
That is something to discuss, and we're going to look into that in regard to how we can ensure there's going to be water when we need it. But in the end, I'm going to defer that to DWP and whomever else controls the supply. I can guarantee you that when our firefighters showed up on that day with what they had, they did absolutely everything they could do to rescue and to save people's lives and property. And that's the bottom line. Now let's get them what they need to do their jobs.
Let's get them water, Chief, because I was with your firefighters and they literally were watching a house burn down with pain in their eyes, not being able to do anything except pull water from a swimming pool to try to save a nearby structure that wasn't burning, and literally watching a house burn to the ground because they had no water.
That's exactly right. But did they continue to work, and did they continue to do what they had to do the best they could with what they had? Yes.
Chief, follow-up. Thank you very much for talking to us. We appreciate it. I believe we have a follow-up question from the studio.
Question on that reservoir issue. Is the fire department aware of when these resources are depleted, just like that reservoir had no water? Was she aware of that fact, that it was under construction and there was no water there?
Sandra Endo, one of our anchors, wants to know if the department is advised that the Santa Ynez Reservoir was going to be emptied. Were you aware that there was no water there?
No, we weren't aware of that.
They don't have to advise you?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
So you had no idea that there wasn't such needed resource?
No, we weren't.
Wow.
Right. Chief Kristen Crowley, again, Chief of the Los Angeles City Fire Department. Thank you for talking to us. I know it's been a very exhaustive, emotional, and I imagine you're mad, and I imagine you're sad. You may not want to talk about that anger or that disappointment, but I can see it in your eyes. Thank you. Thank you for talking to us.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll send it back to you.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of pressure, the bureaucracy, whatever else goes on.
Today, tomorrow, start getting other people that are committed.
And I feel like she's been holding back. He's been holding back, trying to step on people's feet and stuff. But now the pressure's coming down. They got this empty reservoir. I mean, holy moly. Empty. Empty. I mean, they said it might have helped. It might have made a little bit of a difference. It wouldn't like stop the fire, but something, 117 million gallon reservoir. Empty. Empty. This is the fire chief, Kristen Crowley. And we saw an interview where she kind of was sticking up and kind of threw the mayor under the bus a little bit. They say she's double downing. Here's another interview with her on CNN.
Did and has and will continue to severely impact our ability to repair our apparatus. So with that, we have over 100 fire apparatus out of service. And having these apparatus in the proper amount of mechanics would have helped. And so it did absolutely negatively impact. I want to also be clear that I have, over the last 3 years, been clear that the fire department needs help. We can no longer sustain where we are. We do not have enough firefighters.
Wow.
With that, I have also requested multiple budgets, interim budgets, to show how understaffed, under-resourced, and underfunded the LEFD is. So with that, also, we have clear data that shows the LEFD needs more help. We need 62 more fire stations. These reports also show that we've had a 55% increase in overall call volume since 2010. And guess what? We're doing it with less firefighters. I was also directed to develop a plan as part of a budget reduction exercise, and that could equate to $48.8 million. And I rang the bell that these additional cuts could be very, very devastating for our ability to provide public safety. That would have resulted to 15 fire stations closing down and potentially the elimination of over 300 firefighters. Again, I want to be clear that I submitted a very large budget that will actually allow our firefighters to do their job.
Okay. The clip from earlier, I don't know where it's at. It's buried. I'm not sure why people are in denial about this. Like, why is this even a conversation? There's people out there that are like, no, they weren't defunded and they had what they needed. Why? The place is burning. Some people you just can't help in life. You got to I don't know. There has been documentation that these people were defunded. There's been we've covered it I don't know how many times. There's been documentation that she wrote a memo or something. Because of these cuts, it drastically affected the fire department. There's a reservoir that's empty. Whitney Cummings.
All right, like everyone, I'm trying to figure out how this happened in California so that I don't say something that's inaccurate.
JLB donated $20 through Super Chat. I bet the governor and the mayor have water and power. You couldn't pay me to live there.
True.
Of the fire chief, a lesbian, love it, great. Fan of lesbians, try to be one, didn't take. I don't think I'm a lesbian, I live in Los Angeles and the men are so effeminate that honestly.
Wow. Okay.
Live in Los Angeles and the men are so effeminate that honestly at this point dating a woman is like the straightest thing you can do. So anyway, talking about recruiting more lesbians into the LAFD to be firefighters. I think lesbians can be firefighters. Dope, fine. I'm not thinking about your genitals or your preferences when I need a hero, right? But is that not like, why is it okay? That'd be like a gay man being like, we need more gay men in here. That'd be like me going, we need more hot guys in here to be firefighters. That would be like a dude being like, we just need more hot blondes. That's what we need, and I will not stop until there are more people that I'm attracted to or that are in my dating pool. Like, isn't that essentially just recruiting people in your dating pool to work at your office? Wait, all the people in charge of LA's fire response are lesbians named Kristen?
Whoa.
I do not recall.
They all named Kristen? That's a little weird. They all Kristen? Christina Crowley, Christina Kepner, Christina Larson. What the hell? Wow, I never realized that.
All voting on a
KKK.
prop that said we could recruit our fire team off Grindr. What?
Yeah. No, she didn't say that. We can recruit our fire team off Grindr. Bro. Wow.
NBC4's Robert Kovacic. LA Fire Department Chief Kristen Crowley has now been summoned to meet with Mayor Karen Bass.
He joins us live from LA City Hall with breaking details you'll see only on 4. Robert.
Michael and Colleen, you are exactly right, and I am going to quote you here because that is what sources told us. It is a complex and perhaps head-scratching moment in the firefight going on right now throughout the city of Los Angeles. Sources told NBC4 that Fire Chief Kristen Crowley this afternoon had been summoned to Mayor Bass's office, and that is where we are right now. We are standing outside of the office where the meeting that took place at 4 o'clock is still underway.